proud of that performance.
Yeah, mate, very, very proud of him, mate. I was the last 2 weeks. I thought we've been close, you know, and a little bit unlucky last week. I thought we put ourselves in a position to win the game, but today to come to Brisbane is always difficult, and they're a dangerous side. So it's been a very, very hard few weeks, or more than a few weeks, hard month for the whole football club. So words probably can't describe how relieved we are and how happy I am for the players and for the footy club in general, for our fans. We needed that, mate, more than ever, and as I said, not many teams come up here and do that. So I think lessons for us. We've got a lot of young blokes in there. Hopefully they never have to go through the month we've had again. You know, if they play long enough, they probably will. But very proud of them, yes.
Trent, lots of good performances across the park, but all your senior guys, Jake and Daly, really led the way today.
Yeah.
So you must be pretty happy.
Yeah, they did, and mate, you can't expect those younger players, you know, that are, you know, under 30 games, 40 games, and Tom Trebojevic still one of those, and Jake's still in his early stages of his career. But I thought Appy and Cherry really stood up tonight at important times. Jake was really good, and I thought across the board, some of our young blokes, even Moses Sewell and Brian Kelly, and did a terrific job. Like, Walks is still young, so mate, I just think we'll get so much out of the last month. We'll be better for it. I don't want to go through it again. I've learned a lot from it, and we just got to keep going. We've got Melbourne away next week, so we've got another big one next week.
How hard has it been for you, Daly? What have you learned from it, the whole period?
Yeah, like Baz says, you don't really go through those situations very often in your career, and that'll certainly be a time I look back on and reflect and, you know, sort of understand how quickly things can turn. We had a really good season last year, and you know, through the first 8 rounds we only had 2 wins, and all of a sudden we were in a really poor situation. So it's been really pleasing to see the group stick together, despite what's been written about us. The playing group certainly stuck together. The results certainly haven't gone our way, but we've continued to train hard and we've continued to stick together, and I guess it could have fallen apart far worse than this. So it's great to see us come out the other side.
How hard is it to channel that emotion into something good rather than doing it, you know, recklessly, I guess, on the field?
It's part of the job for a professional athlete.
So you managed to do that well, though. You must be happy that you are finally getting the results. Yeah,
mate, we're definitely happy with the results tonight, and again, off the back of what Baz says, it was a really difficult 5 weeks, and there was not one person in the club that enjoyed what we went through. So it's great to be sitting here and have a great victory against a really good Broncos outfit at the home ground.
How important, Trent, do you think it is to have a double act with the 2 Broadwich brothers in the state of origin for you? Because they really did sort of play off the back of each other there tonight.
Yeah, they did. Look, you can't manufacture what they've got, the understanding they've got. I was just really happy for Tom, and he had a couple of errors early again, but Tom probably last year wouldn't have come out of it. I think he's learning to flush the errors, and you know, he's got some things to tidy up in his game still. But I thought he made some real ground with his development tonight, I thought, because that could have went either way. And if he wasn't a strong person, he wouldn't have put the game on that he did in the second half. He's a super player, he is. And you talk about, there's a lot of good fullbacks in the game at the moment, and Tedesco's certainly one of them. Kalen Ponga's going to be he's one of the best players in the game now, I think. But you're going to get to see Ponga and Trebojevic and Tedesco go head to head for a long time. And you know, I do put, you know, Tom's going to be a very, very, very good player, and I thought tonight might be hopefully for him, the turning point in, you know, and a good learning curve for him. He was great for us after a rough start.
Trent, you must be pleased with Daly. I mean, I know people will say stuff about his leadership, but the way he played tonight, his control was outstanding. And
I was, you know, and we've had some chats in private over the last couple of weeks about how we manage the back ends of our game, and I thought he, you know, he did a terrific job in a position that is a little bit foreign for him, in a little bit of a different role since we've lost an out-and-out half. I thought Walks is doing a really good job. he's a runner, walks, and not an organiser, but he's done a terrific job. And Ches has worked really hard in the last 3 weeks, you know, and I thought probably the highlight of it was the kick, you know, for Tomo, and just some little things. I thought, you know, playing through the middle of their ruck when they were tied, and you know, he's worked real hard on it. It's no fluke, you know, and it's as we said, it's been a bloody tough 5 weeks. So I'm just happy we got a win.
Trent, you said before you as well have learned a fair bit over the last 5 weeks. I know there's a bit of ground to cover, but you're able to sort of elaborate on some of the takeaways you've had, like as you're learning your.
Yeah, the football, the off-field, the well publicised dramas that we have had. You know, I won't. I'm hoping I don't have to go through a lot of them again, but if I ever do, I'll be well prepared for it. And only experience can give you that. There's probably some things that you might do differently, or say differently, or handle differently. But until you get yourself put in that position, you don't know how you're going to handle it. And it's easy for everyone to sit on the outside and say you should do this or you should do that. But there was probably some situations there where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Everyone wants honesty. Sometimes when you give honesty, you get shot down for it. And, you know, yeah, so I will learn a lot from the last 5 weeks, and it's taken some resolve. I tell you, it's been quite difficult, but I'm glad we stuck it out, and you see that tonight.
Trent, you've played Origin yourself. I mean, he's Daly should be considered. I mean, he's playing some great football, and the Maroons have options. But would you hope that he gets considered?
Yeah, I'd love to see him get picked. You know, and I thought probably in the last 18 months, Cherry's certainly grown as a player and as a leader. The leadership role was probably something that he was a bit reluctant to do when we first gave it to him, but I think every week he's growing into it. So we've got a few there, you know, and Ches is one of them. Appy, I thought, was terrific tonight. Jake and Tom, you know, Dylan's playing himself into some form. There's 3 games too, so if the players don't get picked in game 1, we'll keep them focused and keep playing well over the 6-week period. And could be game 2 or game 3. But they won't let anyone down.
Why do you think he's ready, Baz, for Origin again?
Probably just from the things I just said. I think, you know, he's learned a lot over the last 18 months about being a leader, about playing different roles in teams, and playing different styles, I suppose. And it's a team game, and sometimes, you know, you've got to do things that aren't natural to you, depending on who's next to you. And, you know, I think Ches has certainly learnt that over the last 18 months.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks for coming to our home game.